Hello, this is Janet Michael. In addition to hosting The Valley Today each weekday at noon on the River 95.3, I also produce podcasts, and I'm excited to introduce you to a new podcast series in partnership with Lord Fairfax Community College. Having provided higher education and career training for the past half-century, LFCC is tightly interwoven into the fabric of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and Piedmont regions. Join me every week for conversations with current and former students to hear their funny and inspiring stories as we learn about their journey to higher education, the role that LFCC has played, where they are now, and where they plan to go. We'll also talk to current and former professors about their experiences and best memories of LFCC over the past 50 years. Get every single episode as they're released on our website at theriver953.com under the podcast tab, or you can subscribe for free in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for LFCC Stories. Hello and welcome to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Tuesday as you are listening to the show today. That means it is Tourism Tuesday and it is the first Tuesday of the month. That means it is Shenandoah County's turn at the mic. I am pre-recording with Kary Haun. She is my partner in crime from Shenandoah County Tourism. And Kary, I'm a little sad because our plan had been to be doing today's show. We were still going to pre-record, but we were going to pre-record in person so we could enjoy some of what we're going to talk about with our guests today.
I mean, hasn't that been the dream for like the couple of years we've been together doing this show? We've always talked about going and visiting wineries and enjoying, as well as talking to the people who own them and run them and love them. But so sad that it didn't work out this time, but next time.
Yeah,
there's plenty of wineries to visit in Shenandoah County, right?
That's true. And I understand from my guest, it's because the Shenandoah Valley, Shenandoah County in particular, is so great for growing grapes. So he's going to tell us about that too in a minute, I'm pretty sure. So we've got on the screen with us pre-recording today, father and daughter duo, Randy and Megan Phillips from Cave Ridge Vineyard. And I'm excited to talk with you both. Randy, you were very happy and proud to tell me right off the bat that you guys are family owned and operated 2 generations now at Cave Ridge. Give me a little bit of history of the vineyard.
So a little over 20 years ago, I decided I wanted to develop a vineyard and winery, and looked around Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, and the Shenandoah Valley really showed the best possibilities. Really 2 attributes. One, it's the limestone formations here have perfect soil pH for the grapes. They like a pH of about 6.5, and that's exactly what we have here. And these soils are well drained. They're limestone clay, not clays derived from other formations. So they're more angular in their composition, and the water passes through the soil pretty readily. Second is it's the, if not the driest, one of the driest areas in rainfall east of the Mississippi River. Grapes do not like too much water. This time of the year is fine, but as we get into August, September, we want it dry. And we can achieve that more readily here than in other parts of the state. So there are several attributes that come together that make this a really good area for growing grapes. And as we know, in the wine industry, you can't make good wine from bad grapes. So it takes good grapes to make good wine. My job as a winemaker is not to mess up what Mother Nature gives us.
And I understand you are an estate vineyard. What does that mean?
So it means a large majority, up to 95% of our wines are produced from our grapes. In some instances, we will purchase grapes in years where we need them to fulfill orders for clients that I make wine for. But generally, for the most part, we grow all of our own grapes or lease the land that we assist in the management of those grapes, all from Shenandoah County. And you mentioned in your opening Shenandoah County actually has the largest concentrations of wineries in the Shenandoah Valley. And there's some reasons for that, but I think it's good for people to know that they don't have to travel very far to visit a lot of wineries.
And Kary, that makes your job a whole lot easier because the whole tourism thing a lot of times is driven by things like wineries.
Certainly, and a lot of people, yes, a lot of people would like to come here and know where to stop and eat, and then take a trip to visit a bunch of different wineries. Maybe taste a little bit here, taste a little bit there, and get sort of like the full experience. And then, if wineries are really far spread apart, then that kind of makes that kind of trip a little not as enjoyable. So we do have a pretty large concentration of wine, 8 different wineries to be exact, that you can go and visit.
And the cool thing about most of those wineries, as you mentioned, the visitor experience, this isn't just like a grocery store. I mean, these wineries are on beautiful properties with beautiful places to sit and enjoy and views. I've seen the pictures, Randy and Megan, of what it looks like at Cave Ridge on your website, and I want to live there.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do is to go to a winery and have a little bit of a tasting, have a little bit of cheese and bread, and they do a beautiful charcuterie platter there at Cave Ridge. I don't mean to like take away your thunder by like telling everybody this, but I'm so excited about it because the last time I was there, I got to enjoy that charcuterie platter. They have a pavilion where musicians play. So I'm going to let you guys talk about that stuff, but I'm super excited about it. So I just had to jump in there and say it.
Well, tell me a little bit about your wines. Let's start with the actual product.
Okay. So when we started, we planted a lot of the traditional grapes that you find in Virginia, Cabernet Franc, some Cabernet Sauvignon. I was the first to plant the grape Viognier, which is one of my favorite white wines. It's very aromatic. It grows better here in the Shenandoah than probably anywhere else in Virginia, in my opinion. I was a little contrarian. I planted Riesling against the advice of some specialists because I felt that we could grow it here, and it has great name recognition. It has been very successful for us. And so then in the last 5 years, we've expanded to start doing sparkling wines. They're naturally carbonated. We don't carbonate them like soda pop. It actually goes to a second fermentation, and that creates the carbonation. Sparkling wines are one of the fastest growing in sales worldwide. So, and plus I like sparkling wines as well, and they do well here. So we're a little bit ahead of the game in Virginia as far as our knowledge that we've acquired, because it's a different skill set, requires different equipment, and it's a little more expensive to make. But so we've been training our people on the specifics of how to do that, and the product turns out really nice. We really like the sparkling wines.
And I'm guessing that's key because, as Kary mentioned, having live music, being able to host weddings, having private events, all of that kind of centers around the diversity of what you have to offer to somebody who may be bringing 10, 20, or 100 people to your vineyard for an event or something.
Yeah, I'm going to let Megan talk about some of the more recent things that we have done. But one of the things that I've learned, and we've been, like I said, doing this almost 20 years, you can have a really good wine and a mediocre experience and you'll never go back. But if you have a good wine and a great experience, it will bring people back. And so that's what we're trying to provide here, a safe experience, but also a fun experience. And there are challenges at times, but we just did a major expansion during COVID to, I'm going to let Megan tell you what we've done, and hopefully she'll mention the British double-decker bus that we have included in that.
And I want to hear about the igloos, because when I saw those pop up on my Instagram feed, I nearly fell out of my chair because it was so genius of an idea. So give me all the details, Megan.
Okay, so I had been wanting to do igloos for a couple years, and my dad wasn't so sure about it. And then COVID happened, and he said, "Go ahead and do it." And it's been my little project. So it was wonderful to have those as another place for people to gather that was in their own space, away from other people during COVID, especially, and still stay warm and be in an outdoor environment during, all of this. So the igloos are going to be back up. We've taken them down for this year, but the season, they'll be back up in November. So we're going to do November through probably the beginning of April every year with the igloos.
I am so glad to hear that they are sticking around because,
Yes.
again, I saw that photo and thought, oh my gosh.
Well, in order to accommodate the igloos, we did a major expansion of the patio area where those are located to give us more usable space during the warmer months as well. And we have a antique British double-decker bus that we have parked up there as well. That will be available for people to rent. It has a full bar on the lower level and seating up top, and the roof raises up and the windows come out on hinges for an open air experience. So it's the only bus of its kind in the United States that we've been able to identify. So it's quite unique, and it starts right up, it runs, but I don't enjoy driving it, so it'll probably stay where it is.
So, Megan, you guys do host a lot of events. You have weddings, you have private parties, you have all of those kinds of things. What happened during the pandemic? Because I'm guessing a lot of that had to come to a screeching halt.
It did. So we basically have not done any weddings. We had to postpone several large events just because of the mandates. We were unable to accommodate those people even outdoors with the mandates. But hopefully as things open up, we will start doing those again. We've already had a bunch of people inquiring, and so I'm hoping that we can accommodate everyone that needs to schedule an event.
And you're doing live music as well. Is it just on certain nights of the week, or how does that work?
Generally speaking, we do it every single Saturday afternoon. In May, we even have music, I think 3 Sundays out of this coming month. So during the summer, we do amp up the music a little bit, just to give people more things to come out for.
I'm guessing you'll have live music on Mother's Day because, my kid is in Scranton, Pennsylvania, so I seriously doubt he's listening to the hint that I'm about to drop. But taking your mom to a winery is a fantastic way to celebrate Mother's Day.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we will have music that day from 2 to 5.
And you guys have really, Kary touched on this a minute ago, you guys have really kind of stepped it up when it comes to being safe and taking precautions through the pandemic and even now, because a lot of people, even though some of these restrictions are opening up, they think we're out of it, and we're not out of it yet. So you guys are still making sure that everybody that comes to the winery is having a safe experience.
Absolutely. That was one of the first things I did. And not only just for our customers, but for our staff. It's extremely important for me to feel like that they are all safe, that they want to still come to work and not have to worry about, being sick or getting sick. And so we kind of put that as an utmost importance. And we no longer let people, eventually we'll get back to that, but we have not been letting people come inside to do tastings, obviously. We limit the number of people coming in for restroom usage. You have to order outside. We just figure that the more people that are outside instead of inside, it just provides a safer environment.
So where can people get more information? If they're listening now and they want to book an event or they just want to come for a tasting, where is the best place for them to find more information?
So if people go to our website, which is caveridge.com, they can find everything. You can make reservations on there. Reservations are not required, but if you would like to make one, people are more than welcome to. We are open 7 days a week. And they can also visit our Instagram as well and Facebook page, which is at Kary Ridge Vineyard.
And what are your hours? You said you're open 7 days a week. What are your hours?
Correct. So every day we are open from 12 to 6, except for Saturday, we're open 12 to 7.
Fantastic. Well, Kary, good job, even though we're not there, making a toast as we go to break.
Next time.
We'll give you a rain check on that.
I know, it's
Please.
so devastating. And I joked with Randy and Megan earlier before we started recording that this is one of the few episodes that Kary and I are recording in 2 separate times. So we're going to a commercial break, and people will only have to wait 2 or 3 minutes to hear our conversation with Wendy and maybe Ed DeMello, because of course we haven't recorded it yet, from Third Hill Winery at DeMello Vineyard, but we're going to wait 3 hours before we get to have
That's
that
right.
conversation, Kary.
Very good.
But thank you, Randy, Megan. Thank you both for taking some time
Yeah.
this morning to have this conversation. It's been great, and I can't wait to come out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
We look
same
forward
here.
to having you.
Perfect.
We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Again, we'll be talking with Wendy and maybe Ed DeMello from Third Hill Winery at DeMello Vineyards. It is Tourism Tuesday, Shenandoah County edition, and we'll continue with that in just a couple of minutes.
Got a financial decision to make or a goal to reach, but you don't know where to start? You've come to the right place. Introducing Quick Money Chats with the Northern Shenandoah Valley Financial Education Program. Visit tinyurl.com/Quick Money Chat to schedule a virtual chat with a staff member or trained volunteer. We won't tell you what to do, but we will give you the tools you need to choose wisely. And because Virginia Cooperative Extension is part of Virginia Tech and Virginia State, your land-grant universities, you can be sure that our information is credible and trustworthy. And you'll know that we aren't trying to sell you something. Maybe you want to improve your credit score, or reduce your banking overdraft fees, or even figure out if you can afford to buy that car. Sorting through tons of information on the internet can be overwhelming, and sometimes it can be hard to know who to trust. Schedule a Quick Money Chat and get the information you need to take action. Go to tinyurl.com/Quick Money Chat and get financial education personalized for you.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Tuesday as you are listening to the show today. It is Tourism Tuesday, Shenandoah County edition. I joked when we went to break that it was going to be the longest break for us as we are pre-recording the show because it's been 3 hours since we recorded the first segment that everyone on the radio just listened to 3 or 4 minutes ago. So Kary and I are in a time warp today, but I'm excited because we are now talking to a dear old friend, and I don't mean old in the sense of aging. I've just known her a very long time. We are on the screen with Wendy DeMello from Third Hill Winery at DeMello Vineyard. Wendy, it is so good to see you, even if it's on a screen.
It is great to see you. Thank you for having me. It's lovely to be back, and it's lovely to see your beautiful smile.
So I want to start with something that Randy Phillips from Cave Ridge said in the first segment. He was talking about the uniqueness of the Shenandoah Valley and Shenandoah County to be able to grow grapes. And it's not that I didn't believe him, but you and I have actually had that conversation in the past. So, I mean, that really is a perk to you in Shenandoah County for being a vineyard.
Absolutely. It's what enables us to make really good wine and grow some fine grapes. The Shenandoah Valley, just with its soil and its proximity to the mountains keeping the storms out from us, and vine growers do not like rain. Grapes don't like to get their feet wet, so it's a really ideal place to grow. And a lot of people know that, but a lot of people don't. And that's what we're constantly trying to educate people that's why we make good wine, because we have a fabulous place to grow it.
And you have an interesting style of wine. Your wine is very Bordeaux-ish, right?
It is. Yes, it is. And that's kind of what we've always been aiming for. We do a lot of semi-dry to dry wines. Some people like sweet wines, but we don't really have that. However, we pride ourselves in the wine that Ed makes. My husband, Ed DeMello, is the winemaker. So far, we've had some very, very delicious wines, if I may say so.
Now, how long have you guys been doing this?
We actually started growing in 2006. We wanted to get the viticulture down, and from there, winemaking. And then after that, we decided, well, we could put another several acres in and let's open a winery. It's a lot. There's a lot of work in the vineyard. That's where the hard work is. So you really want to get that down. We finally said, okay, let's open the winery. And we built that, started in 13 and actually opened in 15. So it's been a little bit, 5.5 years that the winery's been running, the tasting room.
We talked too in the first segment about the importance of the experience. Randy joked that you can have a great wine and a mediocre experience and people won't come back.
He's right.
You've got all of those boxes checked from an experience perspective, and mostly because Ed is quite the handy gentleman.
Yeah, he is. I have to say, I have to get him credit. He is a jack of all trades. He not only is out in the vineyard working hard, he also is very handy with his hands. We had the winery framed. We did the rest. We did all of the interior, and it's all wood, and it's all pretty much from materials from the Shenandoah Valley. Our goal was to create a space that was comfortable, cozy, where you can enjoy a glass of wine without being intimidated. Sometimes you go in and you're like, oh, no, it doesn't feel really warm in there. And we get a lot of compliments on it. We are very proud of the space that we've created for people to enjoy good wine in a nice home-like area.
And that's one of your favorite things, isn't it, Kary?
Oh my gosh, yes. And that's one of the things that stands out about Third Hill Winery. Is that the room is it's so charming and cozy and comfortable. It's like all warm and home-like, and it's got this amazing picture window. If you're comfortable being inside and want to sit down and be indoors, you can look out this huge picture window and just look over the rolling hills and mountains. It's just a beautiful, warm, cozy place to be. I love it.
So Kary mentioned if you're comfortable being inside, Wendy, what kind of impact did COVID have? And do you have precautions that you still have in place for people who come out now?
Well, more or less we do. We stayed outside, including selling our wine from the pavilion until November, where it was just too cold and people didn't want to be outside, or else they just didn't come. And so hence the little slower traffic in the wintertime. But we have all of our we've taken tables out, and they're very well spaced. However, people really enjoy it outside. We've gotten solo stoves out there. The weather's changing, which is great. So more people can sit outside. We've set up seating all out in the field under trees. And it's little did we know when we planted all those trees, there was a reason. But yeah, it's been a really, COVID has taught us a lot. And one of the things that we are taking away from it is bringing more of our people outside too. So we've created some nice spaces out there as well. We have a huge porch. We will now start selling the wine inside. I think we'll keep it that way, but we also are thinking about building a bar outside so that people, if they're not still comfortable coming in, that they can get their wine outside as well.
We were talking a little bit before we started recording. The other impact you mentioned that COVID has had on you is food, because it has changed how everybody, not just wineries, but restaurants and places that didn't normally offer food as the main feature of whatever their business is, really had to pivot and make some changes to how they serve any kind of food now.
It has been a challenge, and we've had to create new boxes for ourselves and become creative. However, as far as food's concerned, it's been more difficult. I had a charcuterie board that I really liked putting together, but that is not going to work anymore with the COVID. So I'm working with some local cheese place south of us and buying local cheeses and having crackers. So we do need places to eat. However, until we really get that back into place, bring a picnic. A lot of local people bring picnics, and we encourage people to do it, and we welcome them to bring any food they want.
What about live music and some of your events? Have they come back yet?
Yes, yoga's coming back, and a lot of us can't wait. And we'll probably start, I want to say May, maybe the latest June. It'll be once a week, and I will put it on my Facebook and my website. We also have music. Again, that was, we slowed that down a bit, but we're starting to ramp up our music calendar. We'll be doing music most Saturdays again. We've rigged it up so that the musicians are outside on the top deck. It sounds amazing, and it's like a bowl. So everybody's sitting outside and they can hear the music, and it's really worked out. A lot of our customers have commented how they like that. So yeah, we do mostly, well, everybody's local, all local musicians. We have a lot of talent in the Valley, so we're able to tap that. But yeah, music will start pretty much every week. We're excited about that.
feel like I glossed over your wine selections. We talked about the types of wine. Can you give me a quick rundown of the wines that people can choose from when they come in?
Absolutely. We have 3 whites, a Riesling, a Vidal Blanc, and a Chardonnay. All are dry, including the Riesling. A lot of people expect Riesling to be on the sweeter side, but it is on a drier side. So we also have a rosé, also very dry. And then we have 5 reds at this time that we're offering them. We have a Chambourcin, which actually comes from Reveille. Other than that, we have Petite Pearl, which is a brand new, not brand new, but relatively speaking for the industry. It's a varietal that's out of the Midwest, and it's really very good. It's kind of mid-bold. And then we have a Cabernet Franc, a Sauvignon, and a Petit Verdot.
So if somebody is listening and they want to get more information, first let's start with, what are your hours? When are you open?
We are open on the weekends right now, and we will be opening Friday. Before COVID, we were open Thursday through Monday, and we'll be working towards that. We're just waiting to see what happens with people and how much they want to come out, and how many travelers are going. We used to have people come off 81 from all over the place. So we'll have to see how that goes. Right now, it's 1 to 5, Saturday, Sunday, and we'll be adding Friday, like I said, in the next May, June.
You mentioned a second ago, people can get more information on your website or your social media outlets. Can you tell me your web address?
Yes, it's DeMello Vineyards, thirdhillwinery.com.
And where can they find you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Instagram?
Facebook and Instagram.
I'm so glad you're on Instagram.
I've learned the importance of Instagram from Janet Michael.
Kary, in case you didn't know, that's how Wendy and I met. I was in Newmarket doing a series of social media webinars for the town when Brittany was at the town in Newmarket, and Wendy and Trudy and oh my gosh, there was a half a dozen of us that became this cool little group. I did these classes for them for quite some time, and Wendy she didn't really understand Instagram, and I said, you gotta be on Instagram. So I'm so excited that she is on Instagram.
I am finally on Instagram and understand the importance definitely of it.
So Kary, before we wrap up, I know that you wanted to talk for a minute or two about National Travel and Tourism Week.
Yeah, that's coming up really soon. So May 2nd through 8th is National Travel and Tourism Week. This is probably the 3rd or 4th year that we've been, maybe it's been longer, I don't know. We've been celebrating this in our county. And typically what we do in our county, this is, attention Shenandoah County residents, because these are deals and specials and offers and discounts just for Shenandoah County residents. So just bring your ID to any number of a bunch of different businesses throughout the county: Katie's Custard, Suzanne's Studio, the Buttercup, Nazareth Garden Center, that just to name a few. There's a whole long list that you will find on our website under events. So that's visit shenandoahcounty.com/events. And you'll see National Travel and Tourism Week. So there's a lot of really great deals out there for Shenandoah County residents. We're also beginning a program called Faces of Tourism, which is also Shenandoah County residents to just sort of go out there and get an idea of what all is available for visitors who come to our county. We've got a lot of shops and galleries and wineries, but there's also a lot of attractions that are great for when you have, now that we're coming out of COVID, hopefully we've got a lot of people wanting to get together and meet up with family and friends that they haven't seen for a year. So if they're coming out to Shenandoah County, we'd love for our residents to be ambassadors to all of the really wonderful things that our county has to offer. So check that out on our website under events. Another thing that I wanted to just touch on real quick is we've been talking about, we have 8 different wineries in the county. We have the largest concentration of wineries in the Shenandoah Valley region, Northern Shenandoah Valley region. But if you want to know more about not just wineries, breweries, cideries, and distilleries in the entire region, check out ShenandoahSpiritsTrail.com. Oh my God, I almost lost it. ShenandoahSpiritsTrail.com. And you can find a map that shows all of those breweries, wineries, cideries, distilleries in the entire region, from Clark County, Frederick County, Warren, Page, and Harrisonburg, Rockingham, and of course, Shenandoah County.
That was one of those things where before the pandemic, anybody even knew there was such a thing. I kept thinking, one of these days I'm going to start that trail, and every other weekend or so I'm going to pick a place and I'm going to go. But now that the pandemic is over, I feel like that's even more important for me to do, because I think we all need it now.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you both for meeting up with me on the Zoom screen to record today's show. I do appreciate it.
Thank
for having
you
us.
very much. We enjoyed seeing you.
We are going to wrap up our conversation for Tourism Tuesday, Shenandoah County edition. I will be back tomorrow. It is the Valley Business Today, Front Royal Warren County edition. We have already recorded that conversation with Nikki Kales from the Front Royal Warren County Chamber of Commerce. Joining her is Herb Melrath. They are going to talk about a new program that the Chamber is offering for business support services. They have some funding from the CARES Act, and they're going to be offering some advice and some guidance for small businesses in Front Royal Warren County. You don't have to be a chamber member. We're going to get all the details for that tomorrow, a few minutes after noon. Meet me here then.